Yes, good morning, students. Am I
Good morning,
audible?
sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, good morning.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. Yes, Ashwin is there.
Sir, when
Yes,
we talk
Ashwin.
about EPC,
Ah,
that EPC evolved packet core is only, it's only the architecture for 4G LTE, sir.
no, EPC will have this PDN gateway, serving gateway, and mobility management entity. Yeah, it is with respect to 4G.
So it won't be applicable for 5G, or will it be a part of 5G also, sir? Because 3GPP
Again,
is based, no,
yeah,
sir.
again, 5G network architecture will be different. Okay, it is not just updated version of 4G. Okay, like how 4G has evolved no, as a clean slate design. What I said, similar to that, even for 5G also, they are looking for different elements with different functionalities.
Okay, sir. So,
Okay,
but it follows 3GPP principles, no, sir.
no, there is. I mean, 3GPP is not a principle; it is a body. Whereas they are going to means it is people are there where they are going to set the targets, design targets. Okay, so what the network should be able to provide, how much data rate it should provide, what is the latency, and how we can accommodate new applications by what by incorporating what technology and other things. It
Okay, sir.
is there is no standard principle like that. It is not a principle. Okay, it is a means a body, whereas researchers, academicians, even industry people will all be there. So they will be discussing how we can take up the challenges and accommodate those things in the upcoming networks. Fine.
Understood, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. I was asking about Ashwin. Is there or not? Yes, Ashwin. No, Ashwin. Okay. Anybody? Anybody? Is it possible to just talk 2 minutes about the topic what I discussed in the previous class? I told Ashwin he agreed also, but he has not come, so that I can take up the next topic. Yes, quickly. Based on your understanding, I said I have discussed in detail about the architecture of LTE. That is why yesterday again I did not go uh, explaining each and every element of the network architecture. And I also expressed that from your first internal, I found many of you have not attempted to write this question about the architecture of LTE. But since it is a core subject, I feel you all should start learning about first architecture. Okay, maybe at one stage you may not be able to figure out all the functionalities, right? But you try to understand what is the role of each element in the LTE network. Yes, is it possible to convey from your end, any one of you? It is an open question for all of you. So voluntarily, people can take up and say. Yesterday, I asked a few people to just name it. I did not ask about the functionality. Yes, is it possible to share your understanding
So we talked about
quickly?
PDN and PDCCH.
Okay. Is it
So,
possible to say what PDCCH carries?
firstly, PDN is used for IP address allocation,
Okay.
and then if we come to PDCCH, it is used in OFDM. So it's basically physical downlink control channel,
Okay.
and then it's basically used for like carrying some scheduling information to the UEs.
Okay. So you can mention what all information it carries.
Sir, it carries
PDS.
downlink resource block allocation, uplink resource block allocation, type and rate of coding to use per resource block, and QAM cancellation.
Very good, right? So physical downlink control channel carries information about those four key things. One is downlink resource block allocation, uplink resource block allocation. Third one is QAM cancellation size, right, per user equipment, and type and coding rate, right, per user equipment. Yeah. Anything to add on to this? I said this PDCCH will be occupying uh, how many slots in a given OFDM symbol? Yes, this PDCCH information will be transmitted in how many slots of the OFDM symbol?
2 to 3 slots.
Yeah, 2 to 3 slots of every subframe, okay, of every subframe will carry this information. Fine. Yes, that is all about PDCCH. Yes, is it possible to say a few things about the architecture quickly? Yes, I'm asking about architecture. Yes, Ghana, Gagana, other students can speak now. I'm asking about the architecture. At least in a broad sense, you should be able to tell, okay, these are all the elements of the LTE network architecture. Yes, Ghana, Gagana. Yes, speak out now. Yes, am I audible? Ghana, Gagana.
Yes, sir.
I'm asking question to you, both of you. Yes, be fast. Be fast in saying few words about that. Then I can take up the next one. Yes, Gagana can't say anything. Yes, what happened, Gagana? Yes, what about Deepak Tiwari? Yes, Deepak Tiwari. Not there.
Sir, the principle of
Yeah,
LTE is that
I did not hear anything
packet
more.
switch traffic.
What packet switch traffic? See, I'm asking about the architecture of an LTE. What is this? You're so blank. Hmm? Yes, any other student?
Can be heard.
Yes, you have to work hard. Otherwise, what? Hmm?
So it is
Not
a high
able
level
to.
network architecture.
Don't talk all that things, ma. Whether it is high level or low level. I am asking you to tell the elements of an LTE network. I'm asking about the architecture. It shows how much you have prepared. Hmm? Yes, what happened? Other Deepak Tiwari asked, no, why he is not talking? Deepak Tiwari.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, can you mention the? Can you just say about network architecture, LTE network architecture?
Sir, like there are many components in the IT architecture.
Fine, man. You segregate and say well, some flow should be there, na?
Yes,
How you
sir.
are going to?
It's a E-node and HSS.
See, there is no link. I said you have to tell in some flow. You are talking about, you're saying E node, then you are jumping to HSS. What is this? People don't take it seriously, I think. Not reading anything. Yes, what about Ritika? Yes, Ritika, can you speak? Ritika. No.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I asked about network architecture, LTE network architecture. Is it possible to say a few words about that?
1 minute, sir.
1 minute. So when you don't have the clarity about what the network architecture is, then how are you going to understand the further topics of that subject? Okay, just to brief to get an idea, I said user equipment is one component of LTE network. That user equipment will be communicate with the ENBs, that is E-node base stations we say, and the type of radio interface between the user equipment and the ENB is known as LTE UU. Okay, U suffix U, and ENBs are communicating with the interface known as X2 interface. Okay, again in that we segregate control and data, that is user plane, that is X2C and X2U. But the type of interface to communicate between ENBs is known as the X2 interface. Okay, so that ENBs are known as the E-Utron. Okay, E-Utron means evolved UMTS terrestrial radio access network it is. Okay, so radio access network will have E-node Bs. The next one is, we say these ENBs will be connected to serving gateway. Okay, via interface known as S1. Okay, again we say here two things. One is S1U and S1C. S1U means for user traffic, right? And I said the serving gateway, then in turn the serving gateway is connected to PDN gateway, and even it is connected to the mobility management entity. Okay, and that PDN gateway is connected to the external network. Okay, so this PDN gateway, serving gateway, and mobility management entity. So all these three elements together is known as the evolved packet core, that is EPC. Okay, so in addition to that, this PDN gateway in turn is connected to PCRF. Okay, and this mobility management in turn is connected to HSS, that is a home subscriber service. Okay, so at least you should have this much of idea about what is LTE network architecture is. So with that brief review, shall I go to the next topic, that is let me say about the radio interface protocols. Okay, so the radio interface protocols in LTE consists of these layers. Okay, you know, any communication device is built upon the layered architecture, right? Means each layer will be performing certain functions, right, to convey the information. In the same way, for LTE also, we say this is what the radio interface protocol stack is. Okay, so to begin with, the physical layer, then MAC layer, radio link control layer, then packet data convergence protocol layer, PDCP, then we say RRC. Okay, so here we divide this into two planes. One is the user plane and another one is the control plane. So user plane carries the data traffic and control plane carries the signaling information. Okay, so let me say what is the function of RRC layer. Okay, RRC means, I said, radio resource control layer. Okay, this RRC layer performs the control plane functions. So we should know what are the control plane functions, right? So the control plane functions are, one is paging, second one is maintenance and release of an RRC. Okay, maintenance and release of an RRC connection. Okay, maintenance and release of an RRC connection. Then security handling, mobility management, and quality of service management. Okay, so these are all the functions performed by the RRC layer. Okay, so the radio resource control layer performs the control plane functions. What are those control plane functions? I said one is the paging. So you all, I hope you are aware what is paging. So before making the connection, okay, before getting the connection, so it will be searching where the user equipment is by the base station. Okay, so that we call it as paging, means the uh, exchange of information will be happening. That is the control information, what we say, from user equipment to the base station and vice versa. So there is a paging. I said then maintenance and release of an RRC connection. So radio resource control connection, I hope you will be able to understand in further slides. Then security handling. Okay, once I say security handling, you should be able to visualize what are all the aspects will come into the picture. Then mobility management. So it deals with handoff and other things, right? Then quality of service management also. So all that is done by RRC layer. Fine. So that is all about the control plane functions. Okay. The next second layer is the PDCP layer. That is what? Packet data convergence protocol layer. Okay. The function of this PDCP layer is the IP packet header compression and decompression. Okay, so it does the IP header compression and decompression based on what protocol? It uses the robust header compression protocol. Okay, the PDCP uses the robust header compression protocol to compress and decompress the IP packet header. Okay, and it does ciphering of data and signaling, and as well as the integrity protection for signaling. Okay, so these are the functions carried out by the packet data convergence protocol. And what I can say is there will be only one PDCP entity at the eNode B and the user equipment per bearer. So what do you mean by that bearer? So bearer is an IP packet flow with a defined quality of service between the PDN gateway and the user equipment. That one we call it as a bearer. Okay, I said there will be only one PDCP entity at the eNode B and the user equipment per bearer. What is that bearer is? So a bearer is an IP packet flow with a defined quality of service between the PDN gateway and the user equipment. Okay, is that fine? Yes, the next layer, that is RLC, that is radio link control layer. Okay, so the functionalities of the radio link control layers are, it does the segmentation and concatenation of the data units. Okay, radio link control layer performs segmentation and concatenation of the data units, and it also performs error correction using ARQ protocol. Okay, that is you know what is ARQ, that is automatic repeat request protocol, and it is also responsible for in sequence delivery of packets to the higher layers. Okay, so these are the three key functionalities of the radio link control layer. One, what I said, it performs segmentation and concatenation of the data units. Second thing is it performs error correction using ARQ protocol, and it is responsible for in-sequence delivery of the packets to the higher layers. Okay, so actually this radio link control layer will be operated in three modes. Okay, so those three modes are what? Transparent mode, unacknowledged mode, and as well as acknowledged mode. Okay, so these are the three different modes in which the RLC will be operated. So in case of a transparent mode, okay, and what I say, this transparent mode is one of the simplest one. Here, without an RLC header addition, okay, so data segmentation or concatenation will be done. Okay, and it is used for specific purposes like random access. Okay, so the transparent mode is used for that, for random access. And second mode is what? Unacknowledged mode, I said, right? So here, in case of unacknowledged mode, that is we say in short UA mode, it allows the detection of the packet loss and also provides packet reordering and reassembly. Okay, but it does not require the retransmission of the missing protocol data units. Okay, so that is what is done in unacknowledged mode. I repeat once again, it allows the detection of packet loss and provides packet reordering and reassembly, but does not require a retransmission of the missing protocol data units. The third mode is the what? Acknowledged mode. In short, we say it is AM. Okay, so this acknowledged mode is one of the most complex one. It is configured to request the retransmission of the missing protocol data units in addition to the features supported by the unacknowledged mode. Okay. Yeah, these are all the functions of RLC. Hope are you able to grasp what I am saying? Yes, is it somewhat similar to the concepts what you have studied in CCN? Able to correlate? Yes, my dear students should respond. Hope I have not lost connection.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. So three layers I said. One is about first one is what I said about RRC, right? That is radio resource control. Second one is about PDCP, right? And third one is about RLC. So the next layer is the MAC layer. Okay, so that is what? Medium access control layer. Okay, so this layer is responsible for error correction through hybrid ARQ. Okay, medium access control layer is responsible for error correction through the hybrid ARQ operation, and it will be mapping. It will also mapping between logical channels and transport channels. Okay, I will come to this. What is a logical channel and what is a transport channel? How many logical channels are there and how many transport channels are there? What is carried on logical channels and what is carried on the transport channels? So as of now, what you can understand here is it does the mapping between these two channels, okay, logical channels and the transport channels. And this MAC layer performs multiplexing, demultiplexing of the RLC packet data units onto the transport blocks. Okay, and it also handles priority handling. Okay, it also do the job of priority handling between the logical channels of one user equipment and the priority handling between user equipments by means of dynamic scheduling. Okay, so this MAC layer also performs or specifies the transport format selection of the scheduled user equipments. What is a transport format selection? Like selection of modulation format, code rate, MIMO rank, and power level. Okay, so all this function will be done by the MAC layer. The last layer is the physical layer. So actual transmission and reception of data in forms of transport blocks happens in the physical layer, and this physical layer is responsible for various control mechanisms such as signaling of hybrid ARQ feedback, signaling of scheduled allocation, and as well as channel measurements. Okay, so we'll have a detailed discussion about all these functionalities in the upcoming lectures. Yeah, so this is what in brief I said about the functionalities of the each layer which are coming under radio interface protocols. So is it okay? I'm asking how many layers are there, at least is it possible to say looking at this diagram? Yes, my dear students. Hello. So before I take up the next topic, that is about the LTE channel structure, so let me just ask few questions about whatever I said about the radio interface protocols. Yes, Gautam. Gautam. Yes, Gautam. Pranav. Yes, Pranav. Vandana.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, can you just say how many layers I have discussed so far?
5 layers, sir.
Can you mention what are those 5 layers?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Just you can name it. Name the 5 layers, what you said.
Medium axis layer,
No, you have to tell in some order, not randomly.
physical layer, medium axis layer, radio link control, radio resource control, and packet data convergence control.
Still, it has not come in order, I feel. Okay, physical layer. If I go from bottom, physical layer, then MAC layer. After that, radio
RLC.
link RLC, then PDCP, then I say RRC, right? Radio resource control layer. Fine. Swas ready. Swas ready.
Yes, sir.
Just can you mention the functionalities of the RRC layer?
RLC layer, sir.
Ah,
Yes, sir. One
yeah.
second.
Yes, RRC layer.
So, like to transfer upper layer protocol data units.
RRC, man, radio resource control. So it does the operation of what, or it does the operation of control
Air
plane
connection.
function. Control plane functions. What are the control plane functions I said?
So, error connection.
What is this one? See, this is what the response. Error correction will be done in RRC. So it clearly shows there is no attention. If you were attentive, definitely you would have answered my question. resource ready.
Sir, like RRC, no, sir. Like,
What RRC will do, man? Control
broadcasting
plane
of system
functions.
information. Yes,
Huh?
broadcast of system information.
No, man. No. What is the broadcast system information? Okay,
Sir,
understood. You are not there with me, man. I have concluded. So even this Pranav and Gautam, I asked 5 times. I called, they are not responding. Fine, it is fine. So, okay, Chaitra.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, can you just mention the functionalities of RRC?
So it handles security handling,
Very good.
mobility management,
Very good.
and maintains the RRC connections. Sir.
Okay, fine. Anything to add? In addition to that? No.
And releases the RRC connections, maintenance and release of RRC connection.
Okay, maintenance and release of RRC connection, security handling, mobility management. Then what else? 3 functions you said. Fine.
Yes, sir.
Very good. At least you are saying 50%. Okay. In addition to that, yes, Saujanya, can you add a few more functionalities?
Sir, I am also aware of those functions, sir.
Yes. Yes, Keshav Venkatesh.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Can you mention the functionalities of RRC?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yes, be fast.
So the sublayer, it includes broadcast of system information related to NAS. That
Reading
is
from
non-access.
Google, right? No. I expect you to answer that. I thought, not from Google. No. So it shows you're not with me. Okay. What about Ritu? Yes, Ritu. I'm not talking.
Sir, transfer of UE radio access capability.
Radio access capabilities. What are those radio access capabilities?
Like computing offloading.
No. Something you got different answer. See, that is what now. If you attentive, why I should make all these PPTs and do you think that I don't have any other job? People, so clearly written, right? At least I said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 functionalities. Why you can't remember 5 points about one layer? I said paging, maintenance and release of an RRC connection, security handling, mobility management, and quality of service management. See, people all manage, just they don't listen. So if you listen, if you are with me, definitely you will be able to answer these things. Otherwise, you have to search in the net. And I ask. So that is what people are saying, something else other than what I am saying. Yes, is it possible to say about PDCP? PDCP, I think, let me ask Sai Lakshmi. Sai Lakshmi.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me the functionalities of PDCP?
Hello?
Yeah, I'm audible. I'm able to hear your voice.
Sir, am I audible?
Yes, you're very much audible. Can you tell me the functionalities of PDCP?
Sir?
Can you mention the functionalities of PDCP?
PDCP.
Yeah.
It's a packet data convergence protocol.
Okay. Yeah.
It has IP packet header compression and decompression based on
Okay.
some header robust header compression ROHC protocol.
Okay.
Ciphering of data and signaling, and it
Okay.
has integrity protection for signaling.
Okay.
And
Okay,
this
fine.
yes.
Fine. So those are all the functionalities. Rest thing is, I said there will be one PDCP entity at the E-node and as well as user equipment. For bearer, I said what is that bearer means. Okay, fine. At least Sai Lakshmi could say to the relevant answer. And yes, yes, Kusumakar Patil. No Kusumakar. What about Nandish Reddy? Yes, Nandish Reddy. Nandish Reddy also not there. What about Abhilash? Yes. Can you mention the functionalities of RLC layer, man?
RLC, sir. Segmentation of data units.
Yeah, segmentation.
Segmentation and concatenation of
Okay.
data, then error correction using ARQ. Then sequence delivery of packets.
Okay, in sequence delivery of packets. Very good. Okay. In sequence delivery of packets to higher layers. Okay, then I said it can be operated in how many modes?
3 modes.
3 modes. Is it possible to mention the name of the modes?
So transparent, unacknowledged, and acknowledged.
Okay, fine, man. Fine. Yes, fine. Similar to that, I think. What about Aditya Datta? Can you just mention the functionality of next layer? What is that next layer is? Aditya Datta.
Sir, yes, sir.
Yeah, can you mention the functionality of the MAC layer?
Sir, MAC layer. Sir, error correction, sir.
Okay, one is error correction through what? Through ARQ or hybrid ARQ?
AR, sir.
Either through ARQ or hybrid ARQ. That is important there.
Sir, hybrid ARQ, sir.
Hybrid ARQ. Okay, then.
Sir, handling between channels and UV, sir.
Handling between channels. I said about the mapping of logical channels in the transport channels.
Yes.
Then.
Sir, multiplexing and demultiplexing, sir.
Okay.
Of RLC.
Okay. Then. Then what, man?
That's it, I know.
That's all. Okay. So in addition to that, I said it takes priority handling between logical channels of one user equipment and priority handling between user equipments by means of dynamics scheduling. Okay, it is also responsible for the transport format selection of scheduled user equipments. That is the selection of modulation format. Means if it selects QAM, again in that what order? Okay, then coding rate, then MIMO rank we say, and as well as the power level. Okay, so these are all the functionalities of the MAC layer. Okay, so one more layer is left out. I think quickly any one of you can say. I will not mention the names. Those who have not spoken so far, they can say. The last layer is the physical layer. Yes, be fast. Any one of you. the functionalities of the physical layer. What is this, sir? Physical layer, you have said so much. Physical layer is responsible for what I said, the actual transmission and reception of the data in forms of transport blocks. Okay. And it is responsible for various control mechanisms like signaling of hybrid ARQ feedback, signaling of scheduled allocations, and channel measurements. Fine. So let me have a discussion about now about LTE channel architecture. Okay, just so far, just I said about radio interface protocols. Okay, at least I will ask again in the next class. People should be able to say the functionalities of those 5 layers. Fine. See, LTE channel structure, it is basically designed with hierarchical channel architecture structure, what I can say. Okay, LTE adopts a hierarchical channel structure, okay, to support various quality of service classes. Okay, so with respect to that, we classify in the LTE channel structure as 3 different types of channels. One is the logical channels, second one is the transport channels, third one is the physical channels. Okay, so the logical channels, I said what are 3 channels, right? Logical channels, transport channels, and physical channels. So each of these channels, right, okay, are associated with the service access point. In short, we say SAP. Okay, all these channels, that is logical channel, transport channel, and physical channels, are associated with a service access point, that I said in short, SAP, between different layers. So I hope you will be able to understand what are the different layers, right? That is from physical layer to MAC layer, then MAC layer to RLC layer, then RLC layer to PDCP layer, and so on, right? Fine. So what is the purpose of these channels? Okay, so these channels are used by the lower layers of the protocol stack to provide services to the higher layers. Means, if I say the physical channels exist between the physical layer and the MAC layer. So these physical channels are responsible for providing services to MAC layer from the physical layer, like that, right? Similarly, if I say the transport channels, which exist between RLC layer and the MAC layer, then these transport channels are responsible for providing services from MAC layer to the RLC layer. Similarly, the logical channels, what we say, exist between PDCP layer and the RLC layer. So these channels are responsible for providing services from RLC layer to the PDCP layer. Okay, so that is what the use of these logical channels. Okay, so which is what I have written here. Then just have a look about that, what is written. So I said the logical channels provide services from MAC layer to the RLC, and it also provides logical connection for control and traffic. And the transport channels provide physical layer services to the MAC layer, and it will be defining about modulation, coding, antenna configurations. And the physical channel will be define the time and frequency resources used to carry the information to the upper layers, that is the MAC layer. Fine. So basically in the LTE, okay, it is all based on entirely shared and broadcast channels, and contains no dedicated channels carrying data to specific user equipments. So there are no dedicated channels which will be carrying data to specific user equipments. So here, most of them are shared and broadcast channels. Because of that, it will be improving the efficiency of the radio interface and can support dynamic resource allocation between different user equipments depending on their traffic and quality of service requirements. So with the respective channel conditions, okay, depending upon the channel conditions, it is possible to provide the dynamic or support the dynamic resource allocation between different user equipments, I said. Fine. So hope at least we'll be able to say logical channel, transport channel, and physical channel in a nutshell. So these are three different types of channels, what we say in LTE. Let me have a discussion about this diagram. This is what is the radio interface protocol architecture and the service access points between different layers. Already we have discussed it. I'm just putting it in a different form it is, right? So first, it is with respect to user plane, what I can say. That is why RRC is not shown. So PDCP, just I have written 2-3 functions of that PDCP layer here. That is header compression, siphoning and all. Then next is RLC. So it performs segmentation, concatenation, right? Error correction through ARQ, then in sequence delivery and all. Then the MAC layer performs error correction using hybrid ARQ, multiplexing, deep multiplexing, and etc. Right? So hope we are able to see this. Logical channels are the channels which exist between RLC layer and the MAC layer. So the purpose of these logical channels is to provide services to the upper layer, that is from MAC layer to RLC layer. Okay. So this MAC scheduling, the transport format selection, and other things will also be decided at the MAC layer, right? So from MAC layer to physical layer, so we say it is transport channels. Okay. So transport channels exist between MAC layer and the physical layer. Okay. So in a nutshell, what I want to say is the logical channels, okay, the logical channels are used by what? The MAC layer to provide services to the RLC layer. Okay, that is about the logical channel. So each logical channel is defined based on the type of information it carries. So there are a variety of logical channels, at least 5 to 6 logical channels are there. Okay, how do we define those logical channels? So those logical channels are defined based on what type of information that particular channel carries. Okay, to name that, and we say here logical control channel and as well as the logical traffic channels. Okay, under logical channels, again we categorize into two things. One is logical control channels and another one is logical traffic channels. So logical control channel are used for the transfer of control plane information. Okay, the logical control channels are used for transfer of control information, control plane information, and the logical traffic channels are used to transfer user plane information. Okay, hope this is clear. Logical channels are used by what? MAC layer to provide services to the RLC layer, I said. So each logical channel is defined based on the type of information it carries, right? So based on that, I said the logical channels are divided into two types. One is the logical control channel and second one is the logical traffic channel. So logical control channels are used to transfer control plane information and the logical traffic channel are used to transfer user plane information. To mention what are the different logical control channels are, one is BCCCH, we say. So BCCH means broadcast control channel. Okay. MCCH means multicast control channel. Then PCCH means paging control channel. Then CCCH means common control channel. Then DCCH means dedicated control channel. Okay. So how many I have told? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there are 5 logical control channels. Okay. So each logical control channel will be carrying different types of information. So depending upon that, the name has been specified. What I said, BCCH is broadcast control channel. MCCH means multicast control channel. PCCH means paging control channel. CCCH means common control channel. DCCH means dedicated control channel. Similar to that, the logical traffic channels are two things are there. Okay, only two logical traffic channels. One is dedicated traffic channel. Second one is multicast traffic channel. Okay, dedicated traffic channel and multicast traffic channel. So intentionally, I have not written the expansion of all these channels. Just I want you people to grasp what I say. Okay, so let me discuss in detail about each of these channels, what type of information it carries, and when each of these channels will be used. Okay, is that fine? Yes, my dear students. Yes, able to follow what I'm saying. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Nobody responds. So many are there, so many things are there to understand and keep it in flow. That is why try to be attentive. Okay, give attention, then it becomes easy. Otherwise, when I ask questions, people will be start searching in Google, and what comes in Google. It may not come exactly what I told in the slides. Okay, sometimes it comes, sometimes it may not. So I understand during that time whether you are really saying from my slide or you are saying by Googling in the Google platform, right? So hope don't do that, because don't try to manage many things, logging in at different places, involving not in doing any particular task properly. So it will not help. Okay, because you need try to understand the efforts we are trying. I'm trying my level best to convey the concepts. Okay, because it is a huge what I feel, and you all need to digest this. When you can digest, only if you give an attention. Otherwise, it becomes just before the test. It becomes very hard. And I noticed that from the Google Classroom, the second assignment, okay, very few people have attempted. I don't know why. So you want me to see, and you have to remind that you need to submit assignment. If you are doing like this, then I will give every class assignment. Every day topic as assignment. I can make you more uncomfortable. Okay, don't make me to do like that. Please try to understand. You need to learn the things. Okay, if you are writing the assignment in time and submitting, then I can understand. Okay, you are spending some amount of time for this subject. Hope you understood what I said. First assignment, majority have done. Still, few people have not done. I can notice that. But the second assignment, hardly 10 people have done. So remaining 34 have not bothered to submit the assignment. So what I expect, I will give today one more assignment in addition to the previous one. So you have to submit that by Monday. Okay. So with this, let me stop my today's presentation. If you have any questions to ask, you can ask. Welcome to discuss. So rather than saying from my end, I want you people to ask some questions. No, if you have, if you involve, if you understand, if you give attention, definitely you will get questions. If you don't involve, if you are not attentive, then you will not get any questions. Yes, my dear students, do you have any questions to ask whatever I have thought so far today? Even yes or no, no. No people have joined. Some more people have joined for attendance purpose. Yes, Kusumakar Patil. Kusumakar Patil. Okay, you will answer no when I start calling attendance. I will not give attendance. Whoever has not spoken today, when I ask for the questions, I will make them absent only. At least I told very clearly in the previous classes, if you cannot answer, unmute and say you don't know the answer. But not unmuting and not talking to me is not correct. Okay, it shows clearly you are very irresponsible persons. Yes, I understand nobody is having any questions. So let me summarize from my end what I discussed today. So today I discussed about the radio interface protocols. So basically, I said there are 5 protocols, right? It is divided into 5 layers. One is physical layer, MAC layer, RLC layer, PDCP layer, and RRC layer. And we divide this radio protocol into 2 planes. One is the control plane and another one is the user plane. So control plane is responsible for control plane functions, and user plane is responsible for carrying the user data. Okay, the function of RRC layer is to perform the control plane functions like paging, maintenance and release of an RRC connection, security handling, mobility management, and quality of service management. And the next layer is the PDCP, that is Packet Data Convergence Protocol. It is responsible for IP packet header compression and decompression using robust header compression protocol. And it also does ciphering of data and signaling and integrity protection for signaling. Okay. The next layer is the RLC, that is radio link control layer. It is responsible for segmentation and concatenation of data units, error correction through ARQ protocol, then in-sequence delivery of packets to the higher layers. And this RLC will be operated in 3 modes, as a transparent mode, unacknowledged mode, third one is acknowledged mode. And the next layer is a MAC layer. It is responsible for error correction through hybrid ARQ, mapping between logical channels and transport channels, multiplexing and demultiplexing of RLC PDUs onto the transport blocks. It is responsible for priority handling between logical channels of one user equipment and priority handling between user equipments by means of dynamic scheduling. And it is also responsible for the transport format selection of scheduled user equipments, that is about the selection of modulation format, code rate, MIMO rank, and power level. The last layer is the physical layer. I said it is responsible for the actual transmission and reception of data in forms of transport blocks, and it is responsible for various control mechanisms like signaling of hybrid ARQ feedback, signaling of scheduled allocations, and channel measurements. I said about LTE channel structure. It is an hierarchical structure used to provide the quality of services as efficiently as possible. So we classify it as a logical channel, transport channel, and physical channels. I said what logical channels are. So they are used by the MAC layer to provide services to the radio link layer. Right. So each logical channel is defined based on type of information it carries. I said this logical channel is divided into 2 categories, that is a logical control channels and another one is a logical traffic channel. So logical control channel is responsible for transportation of control plane information, and logical traffic channel is responsible for the transfer of user plane information. I said what are the different logical control channels? There are 5. One is BCCH, another one is MCCH, third one is PCCH, fourth one is CCCH, fifth one is DCCH. Under logical traffic channels, there are 2 types. One is dedicated traffic channel, then multicast traffic channel. Okay, so with this, let me stop my today's presentation. So I expect you people to answer in the